Hello and welcome to You Spin, a radio show run by Austin teenagers at Griffin School. My name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be discussing a movement created by everyone's favorite kind of mom, Facebook moms with a little bit too much free time on their hands. So, for those of you who don't know, for all of my years of high school up to this semester, I attended a public school in the Leander Independent School District. I was constantly surrounded by bigotry, not just from individual students, but from their parents, and even more prevalently, from the education system as a whole. One initiative Leander ISD parents have been working towards lately is the SICK, or SICK movement. SICK is the movement for banning certain books in public schools because they may push a certain social agenda or expose their children to material that they deem graphic or vulgar. And while this conversation did just begin amongst parents, it's quickly spread to the students as well. One student from my old school wrote an article about the movement, describing why they believe the book should be banned. However, this article brings up a lot of hypocritical points. For example, one claim made by the student is that many of the books include depictions of same-sex intercourse. However, nowhere else in the article do they mention anything about heterosexual intercourse. This makes it seem as if they don't believe it's the mentions of intercourse that are wrong or harmful to students. It's the fact that the intercourse taking place occurs between two members of the same gender. The idea that same-sex intercourse is inherently wrong, while heterosexual intercourse is natural, is blatantly homophobic. This is especially hypocritical as they later mention that they believe social agendas have no place in schools. This claim is extremely contradictory to the point they made about not exposing teens to same-sex intercourse. Why is one party able to push their social agenda that same-sex intercourse is a sin and should not be talked about, while another party is not able to push theirs and educate students?
My second concern is the curriculum itself. It has an aggressive, progressive agenda. While our units of study used to be divided into titles such as the essay writing process and writing the research paper, they are now identity, community, and activism. We used to be skills-based, but now we are ideology-based. My biggest concern with the curriculum is its focus on equity, which means that content is dumbed down enough so that the lowest student at the lowest level high school in the district can be successful.
Another point made in this article, which includes an anonymous quote from a teacher in LISD, is that the curriculum is shifting away from learning and towards exposure. The teacher mentioned in the article believed that books being read were being, as she put it, quote, dumbed down so that the lowest students at the lowest high school in the district can be successful, end quote. The concern of many teachers and parents is that the Lexile score of the books being read by the students are too low. The point made by the teacher, however, makes it seem as if they only care about the top % of students. This demonstrates a complete lack of empathy for students in the district who may not have the same resources as others or may suffer from learning disabilities. Why should only the rich kids with the highest access to things like tutors be the only ones to succeed in school? By not bringing our curriculum down to a level in which everyone has an equal chance to succeed, we are showing many students that we don't care about them, that their lives and their education mean nothing to us. And as someone who hopes to someday be a teacher, I find it far more important to create compassionate and empathetic students that are able to think critically and form their own opinions, rather than creating students that can memorize things, then spit them back out onto a test. Exposing students to different ways of life opens their eyes to the world around them. It allows them to get to better know and understand themselves as well as their peers. However, these parents continue to push the idea that less fortunate students within the district should be left to fend for themselves instead of being given equitable opportunities. This conservative idea of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps is prevalent not just in schools but in all aspects of life. It disregards and invalidates the struggles of those dealing with mental illnesses, substance addictions, or just those who were born into poverty-stricken homes. By banning these books, we are not only hiding a whole part of the world from students, but we are also making it harder for the less fortunate to succeed. This is why I believe no, Leander ISD is not sick and these books should continue to be allowed in public schools to encourage critical thinking and the formation of individual opinions by every student, making it so all students have a chance to succeed and excel in school.